Joan Collins. She has almost 3 minutes.
Thank you. Well, Minister, while closures of post offices is an issue which will massively affect rural communities, it is also an issue in which I've worked with local communities to stop closures in the post office in my own urban constituency in Rialto. And recently we've heard that the Bluebell post office could be under threat with the retirement of a postmaster. And I've been in contact with the PUS and they're trying to get that out for tender now. But then again, there's always the difficulty of getting rent, what sort of rent price is going to be and all that comes into it. So it begs the question of how government, as has been said here tonight, should be supplying services by need and what sort of intervention has to be given to provide those services. And we're in a situation today where many of our local and vital public services are under threat, whether it's post offices or bus services, and both in rural and urban areas. We have a government which is fixated on the notion that market forces, the private sector and profits are the only way to provide the service that people need for a decent life. We only have to look at the housing crisis to see where this fixation has led to. It is now 10 years on from the great financial crash of 2008, a banking system obsessed with huge profit speculation, bonuses and favoured clients such as big property developers brought this country to its knees. Another crash is entirely possible. It's been spoken about internationally and I don't feel very confident at all, and I don't think other people do, that things have really changed in the world of too big to fail private banks, and that's the reality. We need an alternative way of doing things, and an alternative that says there's a right to housing, there's a right to affordable and efficient public transport, there's a right to live in viable and sustainable communities in both urban and rural settings. Central to any such alternative is the idea of public, not-for-profit banking. I think this is where this is really failing down on its knees. I've seen the statement coming out from the IPU, the Irish Postmasters Union, saying Kiwi community banking not a panacea for challenges faced by a post office network. But I think it would play a crucial role in maintaining the post office network if that public banking was brought into it. The public banking is a very good, very sensible and completely workable proposal for such an alternative banking system. And they have been working successfully in Germany, as we know. We have had the German community banking in the Dáil here in committee talking to TDs. I'd like to ask Fianna Fáil what was their criteria for closing down nearly 752 post offices in the time they were in power, when they sort of challenged the Minister here about what his criteria is. I think, Minister, that we must maintain these services in our communities. This is about the needs of people, the needs of our elderly, the needs of people that want to use alternative banking, and that's what we should be addressing. And I think it would work very successfully, and I hope that you will introduce that.